Welcome to Lex's World. We have a growing episode today. Let's talk about flushing your cannabis plants. So recently I had some bad weed. Was it potent? Absolutely. Was it grown well and did it look well trimmed? It did. Did it taste like garbage? Yep. It tasted like garbage because for whatever reason the grower who grew it failed to flush their plant in the week prior to harvest, and I could taste all of the nutrients. In a joint, the weed tasted harsher than normal, and in a vaporizer you could really taste the nutes. We say flush as in flush out the system. Flushing is known amongst more old school growers as leaching, meaning leaching out the residual nutrients left over in the plant from all of the supplemental fertilization that you do throughout the grow. And you have to do a flush unless you've grown your plants with no nutrient additives. It's straightforward. Just give your plants lots of plain water and go for pure water if it's not too much trouble in your case. Start using only water at least a week prior to harvest if you are using soil. Don't start flushing more than 2 weeks prior to harvest or you'll actually hurt the yield. If you're growing hydroponically, you could get away with starting flushing only a few days prior to harvest. And yes, you do still need to pH correct your water. And you are going to be watering hard. Whatever you've been watering, you should be increasing it significantly for the flushing. Beyond pH, I wouldn't put anything in your water. There are so-called flushing solutions that expedite the leaching process, and I'll link to one in the description, but unless you've missed the flushing deadline, the recommended deadline of a week or so, then you likely don't need any such solution. The leaves of the plant can also be flushed and disinfected before harvest in various ways, though these are considered advanced methods. If you've seen my episode on UV lighting, take note. This is a good moment to apply that UVC light to a plant during your flushing time. It can help in preventing molds in the post-harvest curing period. You can also mist the plants with a spray bottle that contains pure water for additional disinfecting and flushing, and it's especially useful if you've used any sort of canopy sprays on your girls in the recent past. There's also various disinfectant spray solutions that involve mixing a low concentration hydrogen peroxide into the water, but the average grower doesn't need to go this far. For the amateur grower, if you've cut off your nutrients a week prior to harvest and you are watering with large volumes of plain, pH-corrected water, you are doing a bang-up job with your flushing. Also, as a final note, do not water in the 48 hours prior to your cut-down time. It's a waste and you will actually make your cut-down task tougher. And if you don't subscribe, it makes my task of making videos tougher, so subscribe and hit that like button. We'll see you next time.